Can you image something that was the most beautiful woman in the world? And in the next moment, a monstrous creature whose very gaze turns anyone to stone? Yes, I'm talking about Medusa. But do you know where that heartbreaking, terrifying tale really began? And how an innocent girl transformed into the snake-haired goddess of death? Let's turn back the pages of history and uncover that frightening truth today. This story starts with Medusa as a beautiful priestess in the temple of Athena. Her beauty was so renowned, especially her long, golden hair, that people came from far and wide just to catch a glimpse. But Poseidon, the god of the sea, noticed her, and that's when everything changed. Poseidon seduced her within Athena's temple. This desecration enraged Athena. Instead of punishing the powerful god, she unleashed her anger on the mortal Medusa. Athena transformed Medusa's glorious hair into writhing, hissing serpents and made her face so hideous, and her gaze so powerful that any mortal who dared to look into her eyes would instantly be turned to stone. Medusa became a cursed outcast, feared by all. This is where Perseus enters. Tasked with the impossible, he set forth to slay the Gorgon. To help him in this deadly quest, the gods granted him powerful gifts: a polished shield from Athena, winged sandals from Hermes, an unbreakable sword, and a mystical helmet of invisibility. Perseus navigated constant dangers, eventually reaching Medusa's lair. He used the reflection in his polished shield to watch Medusa, avoiding direct eye contact. While she was distracted, he struck swiftly with his sword and defeated her. From her lifeless body, as her blood spilled onto the ground, emerged the magnificent winged horse Pegasus. But wait, Perseus may have defeated Medusa, but the shadows of mythology hold far worse terrors. Deep in uncharted caves, there lurks another deadly creature, one with eyes that pierce the darkness, and a roar that shakes the very mountains. What nightmare awaits next? You've witnessed the terrifying end of Medusa, but another bone-chilling tale remains. A creature whose very presence signifies nothing but total destruction. Are you ready to face the ultimate horror? The legend of the never-sleeping watchman. The story of Ladon begins not as a monster, but as a cosmic necessity. Imagine a garden at the very edge of the world, where the sunset bleeds into the ocean. This was the garden of the Hesperides. In its center stood a tree that grew apples of pure gold, fruits that could grant immortality or godlike power. To protect this prize, the gods didn't build a wall. They birthed a nightmare. Ladon was the offspring of Phorcys and Ceto, the same primordial sea monsters that gave birth to Medusa. Ladon was a dragon unlike any other in mythology. He didn't just have one head. He had 100 heads. Each head represented a different beast of the earth. One head would roar like a lion. Another would hiss like 1,000 vipers. A third would howl like a dying wolf. And a fourth would scream with the voice of a tormented human. Imagine the sheer psychological torture of approaching his lair. Long before you even saw the dragon, the symphony of 100 different deaths would echo through the mountains, vibrating in your very bones. The horror of the 100 eyes. The most terrifying physical attribute of Ladon was his inability to sleep. He was cursed or perhaps blessed by Heroith eternal wakefulness. While 50 heads might rest their chins on the golden grass, the other 50 remained upright, their eyes glowing like 100 lanterns in the dark. There was no sneaking past Ladon. If a leaf rustled, 100 necks would snap in that direction simultaneously. His body was covered in scales harder than celestial bronze. Legend says that as he moved, his scales rubbed against each other, creating a sound like grinding tectonic plates. The ground beneath him was scorched, not just by fire, but by his toxic blood. Every time Ladon hissed, a cloud of yellowish vapor escaped his maws, a venom so potent that it didn't just kill the body, it withered the very soul of the plants around him. This is why the garden, despite its beauty, felt like a graveyard. The final confrontation and the constellation. The only hero brave or foolish enough to face Ladon was Hercules. But even Hercules, who had strangled lions and captured hydras, felt a chill in his heart when he saw the